yourself and kind of, why you wanted to chat with us and like what you're excited about and things like that. And then I'll just ask you some questions and stuff.
All right, okay, okay. All righty then. So, my name is Meaghan Blackwell. I am from Cleveland, Ohio, and I'm a musician. I am an aspiring music producer, pretty much in the skill set or the niche, I should say, of composition and arrangement. Um, just a little bit about me. I graduated from Kent State University with a degree in sports administration. And I went back 3 years later because I didn't really like the administration part of it. So I went back 3 years later for a degree in journalism. I didn't really get the degree. I just took a few classes, but I fell in love with video journalism, which is what I use today. And around 2021, actually the Golden Globes, when John Batiste won for the movie Soul.
Yes.
I was just kind of going through trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, but I knew I wanted to do music. I just didn't know how to incorporate it with the degree I already had and the skill sets I already had. So I was just like, okay, if there is a way I can fuse music with writing, what can I do? And when he won, it was like a light bulb clicked in my head. And it was like, scoring. I didn't know it was called scoring at the time, but I could write music for film and TV. And so I just pursued that. I went to Berkeley online college, got a few certificates, but in some of main areas like music technology and music theory and music business. So I've just been pursuing that. I just take all the skill sets that I have from my degree with management, marketing. I do have a minor in marketing, so I take that and I merge it with the music that I do. In that, I learned how to, well, really in video journalism, I learned how to edit audio. So I take all those skill sets and I use them to put myself out there. I'll record myself. I'll create my own music to put to my own videos. I will do duets with myself or duets with other people. And I learned all of that by graduating from school in something that I really didn't, it wasn't my first love. Then going back, and I just kept going back, like, okay, there's something I gotta find in this. And just all those years of schooling and just trying to find myself, find what I love to do, I'm able to use the skill set I have, which is drumming, to help me pursue the skill set that I want, which is composition or the skill set I want, composition and arrangement. And I didn't pursue, people can ask, well, why didn't you just pursue music? I didn't think I could because at the time, I didn't see women, especially Black women, up on stage playing drums professionally. I didn't see that, so I didn't think I could do it. I'm self-taught. I taught myself how to play the drums. So I never played in school. I didn't play in church, not really, like I wasn't the main drummer.
Sure.
I didn't play anywhere else. I didn't have lessons. I didn't have a private teacher or anything like that. So I literally winged it. And that's how I became a drummer. And I used how I became a drummer. Let's go back there. So my brother would play for church. And I remember I was like, man, that is the coolest instrument in the world. I would see keys, I would see the bass, guitar, but the drums, just something captivated me about the drums. So I remember one day, I think it was like after church or sometime, or when no one was there, I went in and just started
There
hitting
you
the
go. Yeah.
drums. And I was like, how do I do this? So I was like, forget it. So as I got older into my teenage years, those rebellious years, where everyone, they just always think they're right and they're
Right.
always having an attitude. What's wrong with you? It's just, I'm 13,
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. So
Yep.
I remember, instead of, whenever I was angry or attitudinal, I should say, I wouldn't go in my room and yell. I would go in my room and beat on pillows. And so and I was just like, and then all of a sudden, okay, so it became a beat. And
Mm-hmm.
so I would practice or whatever. It's just a fad. It'll go away. When I was 16, I tore my ACL at a basketball practice, and I was like, when the doctor was telling me, no, you can't use this leg. I was like, well, how am I going to play the drums and win? And so I recovered, and then a year and a half later, I believe, I tore it again. And my knee was just never stable from the first time. So I was like, okay, let's just do the surgery. I didn't know how my knee would turn out. I just didn't. So I had the surgery, and I don't think I played drums for like 4 years
Oh,
because I
wow.
tore my ACL in a
Right.
3 year span. I tore it twice in a 3 year span. So I didn't really play at all for like 4 years. I couldn't because my
Mm-hmm.
knee was just unstable. But it was during that time that I realized, okay, this isn't just a fad. I love this thing and I want to pursue it. But again, I didn't think I could. So when it came time to choose a degree, well, I can't do music because I don't have a background in it. I don't have a foundation. I'm not educated in it. And I don't see anybody who looks like me up on
Mm-hmm.
the stage. I don't see women up there getting
Yeah.
those opportunities. So that was a pipe dream to me. I was like, I don't have the criteria. I'm not going to pursue that. So I pursued the next best thing, which was sports. And I love sports, don't get me wrong, but that wasn't my first love. In the back of my mind, I always had music. Like, if I I remember when I had this little mini drum set. It was literally like a 3 piece, and I played it at school, just throughout for classes or whatever. People were like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
you're really good." I'm like, "Oh, thank you. I'm not that good." Because I didn't want to blow myself up because I didn't have the criteria behind me. I'm not it. I'm teaching myself. So
Right.
I can't be good like some of the pros. So in college, whenever I had the chance, again, I never joined band, but
Mm-hmm.
when I had the chance, I would just find a place and play in front of a few students or tell people I'm a drummer, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's so awesome!" And I remember, what was it? It was sometime during my college years. I just played just on a whim. This girl came up to me. She said, "You need a tattoo on your arm that says drums like nobody's business."
Please
I
tell me
didn't
you're
get
getting
that
that.
tattoo. No, no,
Oh,
I didn't get that
no.
tattoo. No, my knee surgeries, I've had 3. Those are enough needles. I'm
It's
good.
enough needles for you. I
Enough needles.
understand.
Enough needles. But I took that. I was like, if I ever did get a tattoo, I would get one with my arms crossed with drumsticks in them and my face. But it doesn't have to be a tattoo. It can be a shirt, whatever. So I just music was in the back of my mind. I never fully pursued it. In 2020, I lost my mom. So it was after that life just hit me, and I was like, okay, man, you got to get serious. You got to figure out what you want to do with your life, because
Mm-hmm.
as you can see, life is too short. So And I was just like, and like I just said, in 21, when I saw John Batiste, great
Yeah.
music, win for soul, I was just like, no, this is what you can do. I said, okay, I'm gonna pursue this, but I don't want to box myself in. I don't want to
Hmm.
just I don't want to just write for film and TV. I want to
Right.
do albums. I want to do Broadway. I want to do uh, TV specials or whatnot.
Yeah.
I want to do it all. I want to do award show. I want to do it all. So that's what I'm pursuing, but I'm using, like I said, my skill set of drumming and video editing, and they're kind of collaborating right now
Hmm.
to get myself out there. So keep your dreams alive. You're never too old for them.
I love that. That's amazing to me. And what shifted for you mentally after you kind of made that pivot of thinking, I don't get to have this. This doesn't get to be for me, to deciding like, no, this is what I'm doing. Like, how did that sort of change your mentality moving forward? Like, was it scary? Were you like, screw it, I'm going forward. I don't care what happens. Like, what was that next step like for you?
Um, well, like I said, when the light bulb hit and I saw John Batiste win that award, it was almost like, aha, this is what you have been wanting. So
Hmm.
I found classes I could take. I didn't really have the money for classes, so I used resources. This lady that's kind of like a second mother to me, she told me, she was like, "Hey, there are these classes, Coursera,
Hmm.
and you can take these classes for free and whatever you
Yep.
need." So I was just like, "Okay, well, let me try it out." And I looked, and I said, "Berkeley, like Berkeley, or T-Mobile Berkeley." I wasn't sure which. I wasn't sure. I was like, no, this can't be Berkeley, because this is um this is like a prestigious musical school. No, 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 no.
Mhm.
This ain't Berkeley. And it was. They organized Coursera. They
Mhm.
did have courses that I could take for free. I had assignments that I had to do, that I had to turn in,
Yeah.
and I was kind of um ahead of the curve a little bit, because I knew from audio editing, I knew how to put stuff together. I knew
Mhm.
how to take a sample or a loop. I didn't know all the terms, but I was like, oh
Sure.
yeah, let me take this little piece, put it here on this track. Let me take this little piece, put it here on this track. Okay, let me play it. Okay, I like the sound. It's missing something. And I knew how to do that before I pursued, or right when I pursued music. I
Right.
started off on Band Lab, and it wasn't long where I moved over to Logic, and
Mhm.
that's what I use, Logic Pro.
Yep.
And just in that, I remember my friend, I was visiting her, and I was just playing literally on my phone on Band Lab, and she said, "You made this?" I said, "Yeah, I'm messing around, I'm fooling around with it." She was like, "No, this is really good." And she's a hard critiquer. She's not impressed by anything. She was like, "No, this is really good." I was like, "Well, thank you." So I didn't know the ins and outs of music
Mhm.
production, but just starting off on BandLab and
Yeah.
taking samples and then creating your own songs. And I still have those songs on my phone today. Some of them
Mhm.
I've actually redone through Logic.
Yeah.
So Logic, it's a bigger scope, so you have more options, and it's like,
Mhm.
okay, well, you don't want to use every single thing from Logic or from Apple,
Right.
because everybody's using it. So I graduated or incorporated native instruments, and that's what I use. I use native instruments. I use this thing called UJAM, and I am evolving. And now where I am is, okay, I created all this music. What do I do with it?
Mhm.
Do I put, okay, I can put it out there. That doesn't mean anybody's going to listen to it. Um, so that has been my struggle. just finding out, I had someone helping me, and I'm just like, okay, where do I go next? Who do I
Right.
interact with? Who do I talk to? Do I go to a music festival? Do I go to a production festival or conference or something like that?
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
am I ready for this stuff because I'm a beginner? I still consider myself a beginner, even though I've put some music out there.
Mm-hmm.
I still think of myself as a beginner because I don't. Now, maybe I am intermediate. I don't know. I would have to have somebody tell me, but I consider myself a beginner because I'm still learning um, what I need to know to
Right.
actually be successful in the industry. So yeah, I went full steam ahead, like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do music production. Yes, music production, music production, music production. And I'm like, well, nothing's happening. No one's listening to my song.
Yeah.
I thought once you put it out on DistroKid and they put it out on streaming, I would get people to hear it, or I would see hits or something like that. I don't see
Mm-hmm.
anything. No one's following me on social media. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And so I question myself, like, Meaghan, is this really what you're supposed to do? Is this really what you're supposed to do? And sometimes I still question. I'm like,
Sure.
is it? Is it? And it is, but it's a tough road when people are like, I've been at it for 20 years and I'm just now getting my break. I said, wait a minute, I'm starting too late. I don't have 20 years. I'm
Yeah.
starting a little bit too late now. So the advice my dad gave me, he said, how do you eat an elephant? I said, you can't. It's too big. He said, you take a little at a time. So the advice I keep hearing is keep doing what you're doing. Okay, so when does keep doing what you're doing end? And it's put your music out there.
Right.
So that's kind of, where I'm trying to figure out where I am in this music journey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, well, Meaghan, as you're waiting, you can make your own melodies. You want to
Mm-hmm.
know how? Play keys. Well, what does that take? More than practice. That's a that's a foundation. So
Mm-hmm.
I am now once again teaching myself keys. And
Awesome.
when I say I'm teaching myself keys, I'm talking about basics. I
Yeah.
remember I did a video just on a whim, and I said I'm gonna put labels on all the white keys
Mm-hmm.
and videotape it and just put it out on social media to a trending song. That thing had, oh, I want to say about 1,000 something views. I was like, guys, I literally have strips of paper of post-its.
You're like, this is what people watch.
I have post-its that I cut up. I put the letters on, and I
Yep.
taped it to my keys.
Yep.
And you said that is what you want to see. Okay, guess I'll do the black ones next. But I am literally teaching myself keys. And to me, I'm picking stuff up. I'm accountable to someone,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I want. I want accountability. I don't want you to um, just be like, okay, good job, keep at it.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I
Yeah, like
want,
push me.
yeah, push me, because I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what I'm doing. I don't have like an in the
Right.
industry per se. Like I can't
Mm-hmm.
just call Babyface and say, "Hey, I want to, get in the industry. Can you
Yeah.
help?"
Right.
I don't have that luxury, so I try to uh, teach myself, and it's like, okay, well, I can't afford school right now, so what can I do in
Mm-hmm.
the meantime? I can do something. There's YouTube. They're
Mm-hmm.
always teaching on there,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's how I learned. No, that's not. I learned it at Guitar Center. This guy showed me the
Mm-hmm.
way to do your hands when it comes to
Okay.
keys.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, and he was like, this is F, this is C. I was good in math. So
Mhm.
what I do, I take math and I apply it to the keys.
Yep.
So C is two keys and then you have the two spaces E and F. So what I do is like, okay, two, 2/3. 3 is F, G, A.
Mhm.
And so that's how I memorize. I'm like, okay, C has two keys, 2/3, three keys. It begins F. And
Mhm.
that's how I'm learning the black keys, even with your flats and your sharps. Okay, it's like your flats go left. So anything greater than, less than, all those
Yeah.
algebra.
Yeah.
X minus Y is left is a flat. That's
Right.
that's literally how I learn it.
No,
X
that's so
plus
smart.
Y,
Yeah.
X plus Y is plus, is forward, it's right,
Mhm.
so it's a sharp. That's literally how I'm learning keys. And it's like, okay, do this, do this, do this. And then also just trial and error.
Yeah.
You can't play a key for me and I can say, okay, that's A. I don't know. I don't know. I
Mhm.
still, even when I was talking to you, I was just like, F, G, A. I have to see it. Like, I'm a visual
Yeah.
learner. So I literally
Yeah.
have to see it to know what you're talking about. You can't say,
Mhm.
well, just play, um, I'm not gonna sound silly, F minor or something like that. You can't say that to me and I'll just play it. I don't know where that is. So that is the stuff I'm learning. And
Yeah.
my dad is he has a degree in music and he
Awesome.
taught it at school. He was a drum major. I don't know if you ever heard of the Singing Angels.
Mm-mm.
So I guess the Singing Angels were a worldwide choir and he was a director. So he knows music
Wow.
backwards and forwards. So he came to me and he's my biggest critique. And if I can please him in that sense
Mm.
musically, then it's like, okay, Meaghan, you're getting somewhere. Because he is my biggest, he is not impressed because he has so much knowledge. Uh,
Right. Yeah.
so he was listening to one of my songs and he said, You you confuse me. And I said, what did I do? I just used the what did I do? He said, you have no knowledge of music whatsoever. You don't know where, he always points to this, middle C is, and you don't have an education in it. You don't have this, you don't have that, but you're doing that.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, so yay? No? What you trying to say? Is that a good thing? A bad thing? He was like, no, I've just never seen anybody do that. He was
Yeah.
like, you know nothing. I was like, well, I know a little something. I play drums,
You're like,
but
wait a minute,
but
Pops.
I
Like,
can't read music.
right.
When
Yeah.
people put sheet music in front of me, I'm like, what's that? That looks like chicken
Mhm.
scratch. I don't know what that is. So but if they play something for me, I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'll
Yep.
emulate it. So I
Mhm.
learn by hearing.
Yeah.
And I was able to, like, now I'm starting to really listen to breakdown songs.
Mhm.
And I remember I did this one song off of I heard it on the app Red Note. And I
Yeah.
was like, man, this is a really cool song. I really want to learn this. It wasn't complicated. It was four chords pretty much.
Mhm.
Plus your left side. I'm right-handed, so I'm like used to doing this. This
Me too. Yeah.
this still needs work. So
Yeah.
this still needs
I'm
work.
the same way. I get it.
Still needs work. So I'm like, duh, and I'm like, okay, what's the main key? And I'm hearing it, and so I'm like, okay, well, it's close. So I find the main key, and then I kind of play with maybe 4 or 5 keys around it, and that's how I
Mhm.
find the note. So
Mhm.
that's literally how I'm breaking down and learning songs. So
That's awesome. That's
yeah.
really close to how I taught myself piano as well. I had maybe like 2 or 3 years of lessons when I was like little, like
Okay.
7, 8, 9. And it was like really slow going. I was very much that kind of kid where like I wanted to play the full on song right away. Like I didn't want to be bothered with classical piano where you're playing like this. I wanted chords where I could
Yeah.
play this way.
Yeah.
And so I gave up on piano because it was taking too long to get to like the chord stage. And I taught myself chords as an adult, and it was the same thing where I would listen to a song and I'd be like headphones with my like iPod, which is like that's how long ago that was, right? And I'd have to like pause it and then sit and like figure out what that chord was. And so I so like identify with the way that you're teaching yourself, and that's awesome. And it's not everybody who can, take
Yeah.
raw talents without formal education and still make something incredible. And I listened to the latest song that you just put out,
Which one?
um, the California one. So tell me
Oh,
about the song for California, because I want our viewers to be able to go and listen to that one. I know it's one of the
yeah.
newer
Thank you.
ones on your page. Yeah.
How was it?
I loved it. No, so
Thank
you
you.
told me about it before I listened to it. And so you told me about the journey that you were on and that you kind of wanted to take your listeners on with you. And so I just sat there and like closed my eyes and like I could just see it like all played out. Like, it was beautiful and it
Thank you.
really is. And you're such a storyteller with music, which is so beautiful to me because
Thank
you're
you.
not just out there like pumping out stuff that's like meaningless, trying to just make a quick buck. Like I can tell you put so much intention and thought and craft into what you do. And so I hope that at some point for you, the imposter syndrome of I don't have that education, I don't have that formalized training, like girl, I'm the same way. I'm literally the CEO of this tech company. I don't have a formal education. I did not go to college.
Okay.
So like we all bring the raw talents and abilities that we have into executing our dream life. And I think when those things click together and
Yeah.
we find where our passion meets our raw talent, like
Yeah.
that's where that magic happens. And I can totally hear that that's happening for you, like through your music. It's so cool to listen to. And your dad's right. Like you don't hear a lot of that stuff often. You
Yeah.
really don't. And it's incredible what you've been able to do.
Yeah. See, I don't want to, and I'm not saying this in a braggadocious way or anything like that. I don't want my sound to be like anyone else's. I want to be
Yeah.
very unique. And before every song, whether I'm doing a duet video like Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa, or
Hmm.
if I'm doing a song for California or anything like that, or if I'm just creating a song, oh, I feel like being creative. Let me just do something. Before I do
Yeah.
any song, I pray. And I'm like, God,
Mm.
give me the melody, give me the harmony, give me the beat. Open my eyes to see which plugins I should use. Open my ears to hear the melodies you want me to put together. Like I literally pray before every video I put up as far as creating my own song.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't want I okay. So my name, Megclectic Music. My name is Meaghan. My music is eclectic. I listen to
Hmm.
all genres, and we'll probably get into that later. That's why I have my
Yeah.
laptop on the side so I can go through my playlist. Because I'm not gonna remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But I just put that together, and I was like, well, yeah, that's me. I'm
Hmm.
eclectic. So I want to mix the genres together. I want to mix R&B with country, or I want to mix salsa with hip hop, or I want to mix gospel with jazz. I want to mix
Yeah.
rock with jazz or something like that. I want to take genres that people don't even think to put together, and a little bit of
Yeah.
this and a little bit of that and a little bit of that and a little bit of that, a little bit from classical, a little bit from rock, a little bit from jazz. Put it all in one pot, stir it, and see what recipe I come up with.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is what I want to do. But yeah, that video. Let me explain that one. I wanted to find a way to convey my thoughts and feelings about these crazy wildfires and what people
Mm-hmm.
are going through. And even though it's not really being talked about right now, people are still recovering, trying to recover
Oh
from it.
yeah. That's gonna be years.
Yeah,
Years.
yeah. People are still probably trying to find places to, reside and all that other stuff. People have lost their homes, and my heart goes
Mm-hmm.
out to them. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, yes, I have prayed for them. Um, what I want to do something else my way. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe I donated, or maybe not. I'm not sure. Um, but I was like, I want to find a way to put it out there my way. What can I do? Oh, create a song. But I don't want to just put out any song. I want to
Mm-hmm.
put some thought into this because these people's lives are changed. That city is changed. So I
Yeah.
wanted to um, find a way to convey my thoughts through music, but also be appropriate and sensitive and
Sure.
empathize with them. So what I was gonna do at first was just have record myself listening to the song and just have maybe like a screenshot on the side. And a friend of mine gave me the idea. She said, "Why don't you make a music video?" I said, "What? A music video? No." So we went through this editing app, this art app that I use, and so I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, I can do that." So
Mm-hmm.
the song starts off pretty airy, real light. It's showing California in its greatest form, LA in
Yeah.
its greatest form. Then the notes change. The chords start to get a little lower and a little more dark because that's what happened. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's the lead up to the wildfire. You start to see the
Yeah.
tumbleweeds roll and the leaves blow, and it's like, wait a minute. And then it goes back to airy again. This isn't all in the video because the song is much longer, but I just cut it. And then it starts to go back to airy again, and then the chords change again, and you start to get dark, and it's like, wait a minute, what's going on? Then boom, it's the wildfire. So that's
Mm-hmm.
where the I forgot what was in the song. That's where everything changes in the song. You have
Yeah.
the strings like bum 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 because it was a horrific event. It's like, wait, it's
Yeah.
wildfires. It's not stopping. So that's what I wanted to convey. And so
Mm-hmm.
you have the strings. It's like da 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 da, da, and everything is chaotic. And
Right.
that's what the strings and the orchestral instruments represent in the song because everything was so chaotic. It was fire here, fire there, fire here, fire there, firefighter here, firefighter there, trying to get it out, can't get it out. It was so chaotic. And
Yeah.
then it goes into this arpeggio
Mm-hmm.
um, melody. And it's like, and it's like, okay, things are starting to calm down. The helicopter with the big ball of, I don't know what you call it, but the rain is starting to
Mm-hmm.
rain, and then there's this lady who is just twirling in the rain because
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, things have calmed down, rain has finally come, we can now rebuild from this disaster.
Yeah. It was beautiful. I would encourage everybody who's watching this interview to please go and check out Meg Eclectic's music and just how much intentionality you really do put into this is just so apparent. It's beautiful. So I
Thank
have
you.
to know, I know you mentioned John Batiste is a
Yeah,
huge inspiration for you. Would you
yeah,
consider him your biggest musical inspiration, or what other people in the music industry have like truly inspired maybe your style, your drive, um, things about your passion for music for you?
yeah. So gosh, this will be another 2 hours. um, John, yes, I do love him, but he wasn't my biggest inspiration because I hadn't heard of him until maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. Um, Probably, definitely Stevie Wonder. Um,
Hmm.
Definitely Babyface as the singer songwriter, hit after hit after hit after hit. Um, and geez, Anita Baker. I love doing drum covers of her especially Body and
Mm.
Soul. I love doing that
Yes.
song. Man, I'm gonna miss some people. Uh, I would quit. Oh my gosh, Quincy Jones.
Yes.
Definitely, definitely. The way he produced Michael Jackson, I mean, they were a
Mhm.
tandem.
Yeah, no,
The way
iconic.
he produced music is like he produced stuff people probably don't even know he produced.
Mhm.
He did pretty much all of the Wiz with
Mhm.
Diana Ross and all. He pretty much did that.
Yeah.
He did. Golly, I can't even name. He's worked with so many people. It's like he is the biggest icon in just all of music for me.
Yeah.
If I want to do something classical, I'll listen to Tchaikovsky. I'll listen to
Mhm.
Mozart. I'll listen to Beethoven. I'll listen to Stravinsky. Um, and I'll listen and see how they put stuff together. Now a lot of it is, of course, piano, and I'm like, I'm not playing that. I'll do the drum portion. But yeah, I'll listen to them. If I want to listen to jazz, which is actually kind of the main genre I moved or I grew up on. My mom,
Mhm.
that's all she listened to was jazz, was Al Jarreau. And one of my first songs, probably hardest songs to play and really learn, was a song called Spain. And
Mhm.
there's so many versions of it. Chick Corea, you know, so many people have done it. But see, Al Jarreau, Boney James, Joe Sample, and jazz. Um,
Yeah.
I love world music. I love world music. I call it world. That's what it is. My playlist. But
Mhm.
Brazilian. Oh, I love Brazilian music. I rest in peace, Sergio Mendes. Loved him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved him. I love the song "The Girl from Ipanema,"
Mhm.
which is like that Brazil. Well, I think it's called Garota de Ipanema, but
Okay. Yeah.
the Girl from Ipanema. Yeah. Summer Samba, I believe, by
Okay.
Walter. Gosh, I can't remember his last name, but I love Brazilian music. I love Mas Que Nada. I will play that anytime you challenge me. I will play Mas Que Nada. Um, I love, of course, gospel. I grew up on
Yes.
gospel. Um,
So did I. Yeah.
oh yeah, I'm actually a PK preacher kid. So
Are you?
yes,
Awesome.
yes. So I grew up in the
Me
worship
too.
kid.
My mom's a pastor.
Really? Oh, okay, that's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
grew up on gospel. Kirk Franklin, Mary Franklin,
Yes.
grew up on all of them. Yolanda Adams grew up on all of them.
Oh.
Country. I'm not a huge country fan. I'm sorry, I'm not. But I love Chris Stapleton. I love playing
Mhm.
Tennessee whiskey. When I say playing
Mm.
these things, it's not on keys. I'm talking about drum
Yeah.
covers. Um,
Mhm.
I love playing that song. Let's see. What category did I not hit? Pop. Oh gosh, pop. I, I was an NSYNC fan. I was an NSYNC fan. I like Backstreet Boys. Um,
Love.
Lady Gaga.
Oh
I
my gosh. Yes.
I love her. I love Lady Gaga.
Mhm.
Bruno Mars. I mean, he's like all genres because he can sing pretty much anything. So, but he's in the
Oh
pop.
yeah.
I love that song "Die with a Smile." I might do it. We'll see.
Yeah.
Um, oh gosh, who else was in pop? I like Britney Spears. I did. I like
Mhm.
some of her songs there.
Yeah.
98 Degrees. I like that. Oh yeah, I like 98 Degrees. So that's pop rock. Oh my gosh, Queen, easily.
Yes.
Queen, Guns N'
Yep.
Roses. That what is that song? The Uprising.
Oh, Muse?
Yes, Muse. Yes,
Yeah.
Muse. I like Muse. I like AC/DC.
Mhm.
I like what they call it, Journey.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that 80s metal, heavy metal rock.
The stuff like white people jam out to in the bars, right?
Probably, probably.
Don't
It's on
stop
my playlist. That's
believing.
my playlist. Right on my playlist.
Living on a prayer. It's like
Oh,
the end
I
of
love
the
the John
night.
Prayer.
Yeah.
I love playing Welcome to the Jungle. I don't know how many
Mhm.
covers of that I have done, but I love playing that song.
Do you have that one on your TikTok?
um, I don't know. I would have to
You
look.
should put, I want to hear your cover of Welcome to the Jungle. That would be so cool. I love
I
that song.
might have it. I might have it. I know it's on my Instagram, but I think that
Okay.
was I might redo it because I don't know if I liked it.
Okay.
I love Anderson Paak. I love Anderson
Mm-hmm.
Paak. He's so unique because he's a drummer, but the way he can just flow, I just love him.
Yeah.
I cannot forget about the Jacksons.
Yes.
Me, Michael, Janet, Michael,
Yep.
Janet, the Jackson Five.
Yeah.
Uh, gosh, Mary J. Blige. Yeah,
I
yeah,
would die for Mary J. Blige. Like literally, I'm obsessed.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
obsessed. Like her and like Keisha Cole are my like I'm like pissed off at everyone and I just want to go like have an attitude about it. Like I borrow some of their attitude and I'm just like,
Yeah.
yes. Like,
Yes.
oh my
I
gosh.
love I think I have every album of Mary's starting with what's the 411
Yep.
real
Yep.
love. Oh, I can't even go through that. I think
So
I can go
good.
over. Mid Condition. I was a huge fan of Mid Condition. I love Stokely to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Glasper, the jazz pianist. Well, he's
Mm-hmm.
pianist, but his style is so unique, can transcend into anywhere. I love him. This guy isn't a producer per se, but he's a musical director for any and every event you have seen. Adam
Mm-hmm.
Blackstone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he won a Grammy for, or I'm sorry, was it Grammy? Yeah, Grammy for the Super Bowl halftime show when they did that whole tribute to LA.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's doing the Oscars like he's doing the All Star game in San Francisco. I mean, he does everything. So yeah, he's definitely an inspiration. Um, Shout out to Kyrie Tyler, 216 Cleveland, a great MD as well. Derek Dixie, another great one. He actually did. Derek did the pregame with the college bands. I think it was called Southern University. The pregame for the Super Bowl this past Sunday. Do
Oh,
you remember that?
I didn't get to see the pregame.
Oh, okay. It was phenomenal.
Was
So
it?
yes. Shout out to him as well. Um, who else is an inspiration? I know I'm forgetting somebody. I love Diana Ross. You know, reach out and touch
Mm-hmm.
somebody's hand. I love Diana. Um, ooh, Boys to Men. Who can forget them? I gotta go with groups now. Boys to Men, 702, Skilo. Rest in peace, Skilo. Who else? There's Silk.
Mm-hmm.
Um, who else? Brandy, Monica. Oh gosh, there's too many. Um, let's see who else. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. I can't think. It's off the top of my head.
No, I love that. And that's it honestly just shows like what a varied music taste you have because you draw inspiration from so many people. So like it's really funny. I love that you mentioned Quincy Jones and like you also honestly give me like some CeeLo Green vibes. And just in the fact that you're so like everywhere. Like you're so multi-talented. And I really would love to continue to like watch your career as you continue to go and keep in touch with you because I really do like see you being so available to so many different things. I mean, Quincy did
Yeah,
everything from like Fresh Prince to jazz to all these, I mean, he was all over. And I feel like you have the same talent. So like please
right.
keep going with this. And
Thank you.
from one, burnt out millennial to another, like you're never too old to
Yeah,
like go for it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it feels like that sometimes for sure, but
Oh yeah,
I feel like you're
absolutely.
never too old. So like keep going for it and it's so cool to watch you. Where can everybody find you?
Okay, so you can right now, as TikTok is still up,
Mhm.
you can find me. My handle is at Megclectic Megclectic _ music. That is my handle also for IG. You'll probably find more videos on my IG than my TikTok because I kind of just started posting on TikTok probably within the last
Okay.
year.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that one, Instagram. My YouTube channel is eclectic_music. So just
Mm-hmm.
look for that name. Um you'll see a picture of me actually in like I think it's a yellow shirt and I have a whole drum set around me. And I was actually playing Adam Blackstone's song that he redid with Jasmine Sullivan
Uh-huh.
around midnight. And I took a screenshot and I just kind of did some sort of effect around it. I was like, oh, I like this. I like this. So I just been using it for my
That's awesome.
PhD. So
Yeah,
like
there you go.
ever. Yeah, so yeah,
That's awesome.
that's where people can find me. Check me
Very
out.
cool. Yes.
I'm just me. I'm goofy sometimes. I may not post every single day because I'm very methodical, not like I'm crazy or anything, but I'm
No.
methodical in what I want to put out there. It's like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna post just because it says post 5 times a day to get engagement. It's like, no. If I suck on the drums that day, I'm not putting it out there.
That's
if,
so fair.
if I can't play the keys, I'm not going to put it out there. Now,
Yeah.
sometimes what I will do, if I know I can't play for a long time, I'll repost old videos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, I'll do that, or I'll throw in, do little meme cuts, just kind of making fun of whatever is going on in the world. We need laughter
Yeah,
right now. The
we
world is
really
chaotic,
do. The world
so
is on
we need
fire. We're
laughter
just,
right now.
yeah, we're
And,
just
and
finding
and
joy where we
that's what I
can.
want to do with my music. Is like
Hmm.
if I can make someone's day, even though there are no lyrics, and that's
Hmm.
another reason I don't really consider myself a songwriter because I'm like,
Hmm.
don't need lyrics. I have lyrics. My stuff is all instrumental. I have 3 songs out on streaming sites. Spotify, I know for sure. I think maybe Apple Music, maybe Pandora, but I know for sure Spotify. Just type in Meaghan Blackwell. My first single, probably my biggest one, is Dreams. So my name is spelled Meaghan, and then Blackwell, Blackwell. But back to the music portion. If I can make someone's day
Hmm.
doing a cover of a random song or doing a duet with, let's say, like I said, Aaron Pierce. That's Mufasa. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I added a little song to it. If I can make someone's day, if they can dance, if they can smile, if
Hmm.
they can laugh in the
Yeah,
midst of this chaotic world, if I can do
absolutely.
that, I've done my job for the day.
Oh, I love that.
I've done my job. Like I want people to be affected by
Right.
my music, whichever way, whether it is
Right.
they cry, whether they laugh, whether they
Yeah.
dance,
Well, and
whatever.
that's the thing about art, right? Like you want it to be
Yeah,
provocative, however it lands for the person, because it's such a personal journey how you interpret art that way. And awesome. Well, thank you so much, Meaghan, for this
you.
amazing interview, for sharing your passion and love for the music industry.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing your name in lights someday,
And
hopefully soon,
thank you.
because girl, you have worked so hard and you deserve it and you're so talented. So we look forward to supporting you here and over on Neptune. So thank you so much,
Oh,
Meaghan.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Everyone have a wonderful evening.
Bye.
Bye bye.